A lot of different ways to test this defense. They have to be at their best here today.
For a little misdirection. Here comes Jalen Waddle. Finds the edge. Waddle breaking free. That'll be a first down run and more for Miami.
Give you a lot of different things to look at.
Try to get our graphics back on the screen here quickly. 1st and 10. And a lot more. H.N. spinning his way into the second level. He breaks free. H.N. finally stopped just shy of the end zone. Refusing to go down, finally brought down at around the 1. Dolphins go heavy package on 1st and goal from the 3. Tua fakes, Tua hit on the release, and they're going to make a touchdown nonetheless. Waddle with the catch.
You're going to see him right here. He clutches it, looks back to the backside, and he sees Waddle running away from Brandon Stevens, and that's a tough coverage right there for Stevens. Across the field against their receiver, really starting to show great chemistry in their run game.
Dolphins rush 5. Taylor's pass batted down and incomplete. Looking for John Mechie.
Establish firm position 2 feet back in the field of play before you are back in.
Tagovailoa goes play action out of the backfield, and he's going to complete to Greg Dulcich. And this great Miami start continues. Let's bring in Gene's territory. Gene, I think Arch is maybe trying to take your job.
Should have some opportunities, and they show it right there.
Play action again from Tua. Taking a shot outside the numbers. It's Waddle.
Fast of a start as you could possibly ask for.
1st and 10 as they play from the 13 pitch play. H.N. Boy, the lethality in his legs give him some open space. At the start, now desperately needs something from his offense. As they begin from the 20, Taylor. Little rollout, hits his tight end near side of the field. That's Mason Taylor as we go.
That's shown great results for this football team.
It's a big 3rd and 4 here for the Jets. Deflected in the air. Was that picked? Let's see how the officials rule here. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick, and now they're going to say incomplete.
What a start right now from Miami.
Again, more misdirection. It's the tight end, Waller.
And you see what he can do with the ball in his hands.
So Steve Wilks, Jets defensive coordinator, looking for some answers. Tagovailoa throws across his body. Dulcich again. It's going to be a 1st and goal Miami as they just keep on coming. Dulcich. Tagovailoa is going to work from the gun. Handoff here. In. It's right for the Miami touchdown.
Inside the 5-yard line, but there's nobody there. Watch Brewer once again. He climbs up. You have Oliver who comes in late against a Buffalo team that really can run the football well. So it's going to be tough here for the Jets to climb back in this one.
Brady Cook steps up in the pocket. That pass is incomplete.
I mean, you've got to find a way to get off the field and get these guys to punt.
Tua on 3rd and 2. Batted down and broken up. Darren Waller. A little sympathy, a little empathy for the...
She's not playing football.
Jake Bailey, the Pro Bowl punter. Isaiah Williams backpedaling, makes the first guy miss. Covering a lot of real estate. Williams, he's got some electricity in those legs. Williams lead blockers. 10. And Williams is in for the touchdown. Boy, just when the Jets were looking for a spark, it's Williams. His 2nd punt return touchdown of the season.
How about that for redemption, Spiro? In their first game against the Dolphins, he had that muffed kickoff and then that fair catch. He was waived after that game, went back on the practice squad. But boy, he has stayed with it and has just been sensational. He's really shown a lot of good stuff here in his rookie season.
And suddenly this thin Jets defense gets even thinner. This is right. What a half he's putting together for the Dolphins. And the touchdown run earlier.
And get in position to try to make tackles on these skill players.
Tagovailoa buried. Never had a chance. Quincy Williams. As they play now just outside their 15. Again, Cook making his NFL debut with Tyrod Taylor being evaluated for what is a groin injury, according to the report.
And really starting to play well.
Dolphins rush 4. Cook's pass is delivered on time, but the Jets are going to be short. 2 at 10 of 14, just over 100 yards and a touchdown. As he has orchestrated 3 touchdown drives. This is Etienne. Right through that Jets defense. Isaiah Oliver finally brings him down. It's a run of 29. 3rd and 11. As they play from the Jet 27. Right. Leaning. So here's Riley Patterson, who's 6th in the league in field goal percentage this season. And he builds on his numbers now. Over 91% success rate, 22 of 24 from Indianapolis. 3rd and 13, down to 35 seconds. Cook towards the end zone, and it is picked. It's Douglas. Trying to keep tabs on Tyrell Dotson. Looks like he's not on the field right now. As Miami trying to deal with some injuries of their own. Here's a quick catch. Ruckert into the second level. That's going to be a Jets first down. Aditi. Football is marked down at the 34-plus. Tagovailoa's pass caught. Waddle.
Williams and Sherwood.
Tagovailoa rolling out, looking, and the pass batted down.
Your goals are still in front of you. Don't be frustrated.
Jets are going fake here. This is Malachi Moore. For the Jets looking for something here. So Davis putting the finishing touches on that successful fake. But again, the onus goes back on to Cook in this offense. Can they make something happen here? This is the rookie tight end, Taylor. Cook from the gun. Feels the pressure. Completes. Good throw. Taylor. Brady Cook, 9 of 19, 86 yards. Has thrown the pick from the gun. Dolphins bring 4. And that one is incomplete.
Together, finally get some rhythm, only to have some self-inflicted wounds bring it to an end.
Nick Folk, the 41-year-old kicker. Well, that blocking scheme, everything that's paid off for this Miami offense. A run game that is looking fierce. Waddle. First down in the catch and run. So they have gotten that mojo back. Right. Jets playing on their heels. Right. Another first down run.
And the rest of this offensive line have been exceptional today, climbing to those backers.
There's a play here from Gordon, that push, and he's in. Touchdown, Miami. After the penalty, 1st and 20. Cook airs it out near side. That's a catch. Mechie.
You do have to like the way they've responded, the way they've operated in the last 3 or 4 games of really laying a foundation of the type of team they want to be.
Boy, Cook smothered. Melifonwu.
You know, you really think that with Taylor at quarterback, that the passing game, things were starting to come along, and you would have had at least a chance to put a full product together. But without him, you know, in this game since that first series, it's been a completely one-sided football game. And
what a response by this Dolphins team over the last 6 weeks. As the field goal here from Patterson is good. Brady Cook, 11 of 25, buck 15. The pick protected. They pick up the blitz nicely, and a beautiful pass that time as he finds Mitchell. How about the Saints right now? Up late in Tampa against the Buccaneers. 2nd and 10. Cook's pass over the middle, low, and it is caught. Isaiah Williams.
The New York Jets special teams continuing to have just a tremendous season.
Cook, little fade pass, and that is picked. Ethan Bonner. And another takeaway for Miami.
This is a great pick. And he just one-handed takes it away from Adam.
So they come down the home stretch in Baltimore. Let's take you there for bonus coverage on CBS.